endless rain that pours down. I feel my soul frown. I'm not alone. I'm still searching for some honesty, such beautiful naivety. Just can't let go. All eyes are on us, so how do we sleep? It's in the darkness, the light it truly speaks. Carefree, you see things I don't see. I can only be me. You're not surprised. High rise, look at all the sad eyes, precious like the sunrise. We live in hope. All eyes are on us, so how do we sleep? It's in the darkness, the light it truly calls me, lifts me up to God's speed, where I can hear your soul speak. Yeah, it's so camouflage. Feelings, all these newfound feelings, I cannot believe in the shadows on my heart. It's in the darkness, the light it truly speaks. It truly speaks. Feelings, all these newfound feelings, I cannot believe in the shadows on my heart. Call me, lift me up to God's speed, where I can hear your soul speak. Yeah, it's all camouflage, 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 all camouflage.
Hi everybody, thank you very much for joining this evening for our very first cook-along. I'm in our seafood kitchen, which is down on the quayside in Brixham. Just over here is where the boats land, is where the auction hall is. And just below us is where our fish is prepared every day for our restaurants. And of course, it's where we send it to you at home for our seafood at home stuff, which is where I hope most of you have got the fish from for this evening. Now, this is a very strange medium. I'm stood in this room, I'm looking at a camera. I have absolutely no idea who's out there watching, how many of you, but we do have Ed, our tech guy, is sat here, and he can pick up messages. So if you want to kind of ask a question, interact, do type a question, he will shout it across, and at least we can have some kind of conversation. But shout out Xanthi Clay, thank you very much indeed for joining. I really appreciate it. Lisa and Neil Thompson, fabulous friends and customers of the restaurant. Everyone with you at 70 Ellaby, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. So tonight I'm going to share with you, well, first of all, the idea of these cook-alongs really just came from wanting to help people cook seafood. It's something I've been passionate about and loved for the last sort of 25 years. And I don't know, I've self-taught. I just found seafood very easy, but I'm also aware from standing behind a counter that some people are very nervous. So I kind of want to strip that away, share with you some very, very simple, non-chefy recipes, and we're going to do that once a month. So tonight's recipe is monkfish with lime pickled butter. We're going to serve it with cardamom rice and a very nice simple salad of tomatoes, cucumbers, red onion, cumin, lime juice, lots of salt. I mean, there's a whole explosion of flavours going on there. So first of all, I'm going to get the rice on. I've soaked my rice for 20 minutes, and I've just literally got 1 part rice, 2 parts water, and I'm going to add to that half a dozen crushed cardamoms and a good pinch of salt. So let's get that boiling. Induction, and that can tick away. So onto our fish. For this, I've just got a lovely monkfish chop. Now, this was a really nice sort of 3 kilo fish, and we slice it all the way through it. So you get a bone, you've got these lovely 2 fillets on either side. It's a bit like a Barnsley chop, and we pack it so that when you get it, it's nice and easy to handle, easy to put in the fridge, put in the freezer, sit on your side, and of course make sure the fish arrives with you in perfect condition. So just open it, and the great thing about it just preserves the freshness. You can of course recycle this, so it goes into the recycling bin. And I've just got that wonderful chop of monkfish, and it doesn't smell of fish. It's just got that lovely ozone-y smell to it.
Show us here again.
Ed's pointing to a camera over here that I can show you. Look at that. What a wonderful, wonderful piece of fish that is. So I'm just going to get this frying pan nice and hot.
Do you know Lexi Stars?
Lexi, how are you?
She's watching from Surrey.
Hey, nice to see you, Lexi. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. So I'm just adding a little veg oil to the pan. And we'll get that nice and hot. I'm going to season my fish. Good sprinkling of salt on both sides. Now, when I'm cooking fish like this, I always use a mixture of the pan for colour, and then I've got my oven set to 220, and I always finish big chunky bits of fish in the oven. You need that kind of all-round heat really to cook it. And I always tell people when you're cooking a piece of fish like this that, look, it's really kind of like jelly-like, and the cooking process really is firming that up. So very difficult for me to sort of tell you how many minutes it's going to be in your oven. We've all got different ovens with different heat, but what you're looking for is that flesh to really firm up, and then you'll get some lovely juices coming out of it, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like when it's cooked. So pan is nice and hot. Fish can go in. A really nice sizzle. Let's turn that up. You really want that kind of nice heat. Oh, these induction pans are wonderful. These hobs are wonderful, except when you've got wet fingers. So, excuse me. There we are. That's going. So we want a really, really good sizzle on that. And what I'm looking for is colour. And when that goes into the oven, that's really it. We'll just be making a salad. But then, we've got this lime pickled butter, which just, you just simply melt it over the top. Ed's pointing to me. It's here. Look, there's the camera here. So it's lime pickled butter, which is just wonderful. And what's in the lime pickled butter here? The lime pickle is one of those things, I think, that actually, you love or hate. I mean, you get in there and eat your poppadoms in an Indian restaurant, you can see the people that love it and the people that absolutely hate it. But when you blitz it up in butter, it is a perfect foil for seafood, because, of course, you get this lovely salty, citrusy flavour, which just brings out a sort of magnificence in fish. So it's really, really wonderful. Rub it under the skin of chicken, toast, cut that into soldiers, dip it in egg. It's highly addictive, I can tell you. So I'm just looking for colour on this monkfish.
Sophie asks, is induction better than gas?
Is induction better than gas? I'm new to induction, and in the kitchen at the restaurant, where I don't cook anymore, where the guys cook, they've got induction. But I think I spent most of my life cooking on gas, and I still love something about a flame. But I've got to be honest, you get that instant heat, and it's pretty good. So yeah, I think I think I'm a gas fan, but actually I'm getting used to this.
Any alternatives to veg oil?
Yeah, you can use a very, very light olive oil. What you don't want to be using is your very best olive oil. So I try and use a neutral oil, something that you can really, really get to temperature without burning. If you use your best extra virgin olive oil, you're going to kind of burn out all the flavour, and you're not going to get any benefit. So a very light olive oil is really good, but for me it's just veg oil. So I'm just looking for colour there. Just starting to get some lovely golden colour there. Hi Marilyn from Brixham. It's really nice that local community.
Show us again.
I was just showing this to Ed over here. So I'm just want some colour on that steak. Do the same the other side. Yeah, Marilyn, thanks for joining us. It's great to have people from around the port tuning in, which is great. Aren't we lucky to have this fish on our doorsteps? It's really wonderful. So rice is boiling away.
What temperature is the oven?
My oven is set here to 220. Fish likes heat. What you don't want is a low oven, and you end up sort of poaching the fish, and well, it's not poaching, but you end up kind of slow cooking, which is not good. So you want a lot of heat. So, I mean, interestingly, if you're cooking this monkfish and you're thinking, I'm not getting a lot of colour, there's a lot of moisture coming out of it, that's because monkfish is a very, very juicy fish, and it doesn't colour as easily as other fish. So sometimes you have to kind of really give it a good dry before you use it. But there we are, it's going. You can see my pan there, look, the juices. Ed, switch the camera on here. Got it. So you can see the juices coming out the fish there. Now, I'm using a non-stick pan with a metal handle because what I'm going to do...
Is it a fan oven we are using?
It's a fan oven, this one, yeah. And I'm going to pop this straight into here. And if you've got a plastic handle, don't put it in the oven. Just put your fish onto a roasting tray. But you need that cooking time in the oven. And in here, it's probably going to be about, I would say, about 6 or 7 minutes for it to cook. Where's my other chopping board? Got it. So while that's in the oven, the rice is boiling, we can make our salad. So tomatoes, cucumber, red onion, green chilies, lime juice, salt, and cumin. Have you got all that ready? So rush around, get it all together. And I am just going to roughly chop the tomatoes.
Sophie's asking 220 fan or 200 fan.
I'd go 220.
Hotter the better?
Hotter the better. I mean, this oven goes a little bit hotter, but I'm always around that 220, 240. Yeah. Big heat you want. You want to blast it. Keep those questions coming in. And I hope you've enjoyed the whole seafood at home experience. It's something that was born in lockdown, and really it was kind of just realizing that the whole experience of buying fish in this country, and people will always tell me, love seafood, but just find it hard to get it. And when you think about the supply chain, it's very clunky, it's polystyrene boxes, gets to stores, sits on counters, some of it gets wasted, which is like, really bothers me that seafood is caught and not eaten. And then, of course, you pick it up from the counter, you put it in a bag, more plastic, you put it in your car, you walk around the store, then you put it in your car and then you drive it home. And like when I described that to myself, I just think it's so archaic, and just thought, what if we could just give people access to like amazing fish straight from the port, straight to their homes in one go? And hopefully that's the experience you're getting from seafood at home. So I'm just going to slice the onion.
With the butter, if you don't like spice, is there another butter that would work well?
So other butters that we've got is a Béarnaise butter. So you've got lovely tarragon, you've got a bit of acidity in there. That would work really, really well. So the rice, all you really want to do is to boil the pan until all the water is evaporated. And then I'm just going to get a cloth. So a little bit more water to come out of there. Cloth can go on top. If you've got a gas hob, go easy. And we can just sit that on the side to finish steaming. So finish with our onion.
It moves with the, that might still be on because it moves with...
Oh yeah, I'm just being told this thing's pretty clever. It goes underneath it. So some green chilies in there, red onions, And now I'm going to add some cucumber. So I'm just cutting the cucumber in half, scooping out the seeds.
Can you eat monkfish all year round?
There are times of the year, and you've caught me on the hop here. This is over the next couple of months, monkfish gets a little scarce. I do know that, and I'm not sure when the season kind of starts again. It sort of moves around a little bit, but summer months I think monkfish is more prevalent.
Joe Johnson asks, is there any alternatives to monkfish?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm using monkfish because that was what the recipe was, but you know, you can do this with hake, pollock, gurnard fillets. I mean, you know, any fish you like, just cook it in the same way, pan fry it. There's details on the website, little videos to help you master that technique of using the pan and the oven, and then just follow everything the same. So we've got our salad mix there. Camera, please, Ed. Yeah, catching him out now. There we are. So it's our salad mix, and into that I'm going to add some cumin. I particularly like cumin, so a good pinch of it in there. Salt, good pinch of salt, and lime juice. So I've got a couple of limes here. I'm going to squeeze that into the bowl. So I think I'm going to add another lime in there. I really love the interaction of lime, cumin, salt, onion is just a lovely mix.
Tina Markham has just asked what butter we're using,
So we're using lime pickle butter. This is the one from it's one of ours. I love the flavour of it. Salty, citrusy, really kind of wonderful. And what you're looking for in this salad is just a little bit of balance. You want to make sure you've got plenty of all the ingredients, more chilies in there, I think, and a slight dash. Just a dash of olive oil.
Where's that olive oil from, Mitch?
So this is I like to use a Tuscan olive oil. This is one we use at the Seahorse actually, 2020 vintage, although the new vintage olive oil has come out in November. And I always love this time of year when you can taste new oils. They're just utterly wonderful. So that's our salad done. Our monkfish won't be far away. I'm just going to have a look. Yeah, just a little bit more, just waiting for what you're looking for with a fish like monkfish is just looking for moisture to start coming from the fish. You don't want to overcook it.
Where does it come from?
Where does
it come from particularly? Like
the
how,
monkfish?
Yeah, like where can you see it? Is it like a bubble? Is it a seed?
Well, you'll see it coming out around the bone. You'll see it actually kind of coming out of the flesh. I mean, as soon as it's done, I'll show you,
cool.
and you'll be able to see it. So we aren't far away. But interestingly, fish is one of those things that it doesn't like being neglected, but it doesn't go from being from sort of cooked to overcooked just like that. But do keep an eye on it. But don't. I think the thing is relax. Don't worry about it. It'll look after itself. So I can have a little check.
What's your favourite fish to cook, Mitch?
Oh, I mean, it really depends what mood I'm in, but I always adore red mullet. I think it's one of the greatest fish in the sea, just because it's kind of got. So there's our monkfish there. You can see lovely juice coming out of it. You can see it. If I push that right the way up there, look, you can see that lovely kind of moisture coming out around the bone and here. It's all the proteins. And then I'm just going to sit that there to rest. Hey, Bex, how you doing? Nice to. Thanks for tuning in, and I really appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying it. Bex is my niece.
Can you please repeat what's in the salad?
In the salad, okay. So it's a very lightly spiced salad.
Have cardamom pods gone in yet?
The cardamom pods are in the rice.
Ah.
So what we've got in here is cucumber, tomato, green chili, red onion, lime juice, salt, and cumin, and a dash of olive oil. And now I'm just going to. This is how easy it all is, right? So I've got my lime pickle butter, and a gentle melt is what you want. You know, not like I'm doing there. You want this to melt and still have a few lumps left in it, like little. Imagine sort of half melted ice cubes, slightly rounded at the edges, and it will just finish melting over the fish then. So I'm just going to plate this up. Obviously, it's a hot pan. If you've used a, there we are. Can you see that edge on that camera there?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
yep, good.
Looking good.
This is not bad, is it? So this is melting, and you'll see what I mean in a second about Look, so what we've got here is the butter is melting. Camera, please, Ed. Good. And what we've got here is, you know, I call it like little ice cubes. You want a few little lumps in it. You don't want the butter to sort of boil and split out. And then it's just a case of over the fish. Oh, smell is amazing. Absolutely love it. And I've got some green chilies. I'm just going to sprinkle over. And just a nice little sharpness. Some chopped spring onions. And some coriander, just torn coriander. And that's it. That's your monkfish. Let's get a couple of bowls here. My salad. Give it one last stir. Make sure you've got a really good mixture of all those ingredients in there on the side. And then our rice should be, oh, look at that. Nice and fluffy. Light smell of cardamom there.
Sophie's asking, will the written recipe be available?
Yeah, the recipe is on the website. If you go to www.therockfish.co.uk, you will be able to see the recipe there. That's our rice. And that was...
You pull it backwards a bit towards you.
Can I put this back towards me, Ed? Is that good?
A little bit further.
There we are. We're getting used to these spaces, aren't we? And so that is literally a real-time supper. That's how easy fish is to cook.
Bring it up. Yeah.
Ed wants me to bring it up there. That's pretty good. Can you see that? So you've got the lovely juice of that monkfish. You've got that, oops, here we are, lovely fragrant coriander. You know, chilies are not too hot, but you've got a little bit of heat, and then you've got that really kind of salty, citrusy lime pickle butter, which is just truly and utterly fantastic. So I hope you've enjoyed it. The plan is that we're going to do one of these every month. The next one is on the 28th of February. And I'm probably going to get a few surprise guests, I think, a few other chef pals to join me along the way. And I think during the year, these could turn into actually quite a lot of fun on a Friday night. It could be great. So on the 28th, it's half term. So we thought we'd do a few things that kind of get your children involved. So it's cooking fish in a bag. Really simple. I love this way of cooking fish because you get all the flavours steaming together, you get wonderful juices, you can just put any flavour you like in. It really is good. It's just getting a technique right. And then, of course, any side dish you want. So join me on the 28th. I really appreciate it. And we are going to give you something. So we want you to tell as many people as you can, obviously, that you've enjoyed this evening, where you got your fish from. And we are going to put a code up at the end of this. It will stay on screen for 5 minutes, so you can write it down, and it'll give you 20% off an order from Seafood at Home, or your friends, or your family. It's valid until next Friday, but it'll be really great if you ordered, and do give us the feedback. And we hope that we are doing something really magnificent and changing the whole supply chain and getting great seafood to you at home. But thanks for joining me. I've enjoyed it. It's great.